If I was Mr. Beast, I'd bring the peace, but first of all, I'd have to lock Brian Griffin in the bank vault with his piece. Uh, why are my farts upside down? All right, Pretty Mustard. This is gonna be a little series. I need your help here. You're gonna have to do me a favor and role play. You're always gonna be invited in. Different couch, different house. You're gonna sit your ass down. You probably had an exhausting fucking day. And we're just gonna play some Elden Ring. Never played this shit before, maybe 2 hours. But like today, it's the first time I've seen you since what, Christmas Eve? And right now it's January 17th, 1 p.m. Saturday. It's snowing a little outside, pretty chilly. Haven't seen you since Christmas Eve. You swang by the party for all of 15 minutes. I saw you chug 2 beers. You said hi for 1 second. Chug 2 beers. I saw you leave with 2 beers without saying goodbye, which is not very cool. But I don't fucking care, man. So how about you make yourself comfortable? We got this nice, very well lit, thanks to my giant windows, little studio apartment, tiny white couch. You're gonna have to make do. It's a 3-seater, but it really feels like a 2-seater. Cat scratches everywhere. Fluff is coming out. You're gonna have to check the back of your pants when you get up. I'm telling you that much. And have a seat, man. It's been a while. I told you, Grandmama, she got me Elden Ring. I haven't seen you text me back faster than that. So let's get really to business here. Earlier this week, probably on Wednesday, was talking to a couple of my coworkers, both of them girls. They're asking, what's the urinal dynamic at work like? One of them said, have you ever pissed next to one of our coworkers? Of course. Do they talk? Of course they do. There's like three that don't. They were surprised. The most unbelievable thing here is the next day I go into work, set up my shit, go piss. Japanese coworker comes in, thick Japanese accent. I'm wrapping up, I'm finishing my dribble, I'm about to zip up. He walks in, sees me, instantly says, "Oh, Ricky." And then he starts telling me about Japanese proverbs. I have to like watch him piss. Like I finished washing my hands and he hadn't even started leaking yet. So I'm just watching him piss from behind, waiting for him to wash his hands, dry them off. He's teaching me about Mika Bozu. Just like sum it up, it's people quit their New Year's resolution after 3 days because they're sick of it. It was pretty fucking lit. The real important part of that, why I'm truly introducing him, is the next day I brought him a gift I had gotten him for Christmas. Very late, obviously. Final Fantasy VII little art book thing, little huge, very cool, by the way. I don't think I've ever played it, but I would always be like, yeah, I played it forever ago. Anyways, he was stoked, started flipping through the book. In the very beginning, it shows the two girls. And he looks at me and says, Ricky, everyone, when you play, you have to choose a girl. Which one do you like more? Which one do you love? And I'm like, fuck. Well, I only remember one of their names. I said Tifa instantly. I asked him the same question. This motherfucker, by the way, he's my boss. This motherfucker ponders for like 30 seconds and then just says, mm, I don't think either of them are my type. What the fuck is my jump? There we go. So, fuck me, I guess. Just baited me into it's not like I'm ashamed, but it was very strange that he wouldn't. I guess I should have dug deeper. I'm regretting it now. I should have said, what's your type? His wife, by the way, works there as well. So, presumably her. Presumably she doesn't really look like either character. So that kind of adds up there. Yeah, that was pretty lit. So the reason he brought up these proverbs was he got me a proverb book. I opened it maybe for 30 seconds. He also got me some Japanese game that I still haven't played. Dude loves Japan. I told him, I said, I keep saying bakemono. And I was like, yeah, I learned a new one. Dude, he was so hyped. He was like, haha, monster. It's pretty fucking lit. I don't know about y'all. My armpit's been itchy as fuck, and I'm really starting to think those monkeys, they were onto something when they thought about scratching your armpits. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fucking fire an arrow ever once. I I'm terrible at these games. I played maybe an hour and a half in the past week just to make sure I had the controls figured out, that kind of shit, so it wasn't too distracting. Pretty fucking lit. I think by my calculation, I should be able to make like 80 episodes of this if I had to guess. So sue me. I'm just playing. The other day, I'm just now thinking of everything to do with work because I miss it so much. I think I might be balding because of work. I also ate zero fat. I did a crazy cut. I ate zero fat for like 3 months, so that's probably the real thing. But dude, my hair is thinning like crazy. It's kind of embarrassing. Last night, I heard a podcast. They talked about minoxidil, and I fucking start. I've got saved in my cart. I can't decide if I should. But back to the real point here. I was walking to the office. I This was like 2 weeks ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I want to just kind of stand outside and hope I bump into this girl again. By bump into, I mean walk behind her. That sounds like I'm staring at her ass. She walked like she was flossing. Her arms would go in front of her and behind her as she walked the whole time. Perfect. It was awesome. And I've really been. I wish there was an easier way to see your own gait because I think I could really improve the funniness of the way I walk. And we're sleeping till morning. But y'all ever see someone from far away that you can't recognize a single goddamn thing about them aside from how they walk? It sounds like I'm doing the worst stand-up bit of all time. So, you see, I don't know why I became my bad. I didn't mean to become like Italian mobster, New Jersey. I should be able to beat these little boys. Was helping my work wife move recently, and she got a storage unit for a lot of her stuff. Dude, I have never seen a better employee than that guy who worked there. This guy is a fucking tank. He's got to be their boss. He looks the coolest. He's also the only real aggressive one. Everyone else is so nonchalant about this. No way. Dude, not in front of Melina. We go into this storage thing. Dude, he remembers he had never met her. Instantly was like, oh, yeah, you're unit 12078, right? Off the bat. She had to fucking check her phone. But I'm realizing the way I'm saying it, so, nah, you get it. Full head of red hair. He's the only person working there. Behind him is a huge plaque that says his name and was an award for excellent customer service. He's wearing a Newsies cap. He's getting on calls. He's apologizing nonstop about nothing. He's getting so hyped. He's like, "Yeah, we upgraded you. You're gonna love to hear this, but it's 2 feet bigger, or whatever the fuck he said." I'm. I don't know if any of y'all are like that, but I'm always curious what that person's life outside of work is like. He's just so full of life there, which isn't much, but full of his life. Wow, that's a kind of cruel thing to say. No, I mean it's cool. I know you also work at a fucking generic ass storage unit place. I am getting cooked. This is humiliating. I should be able to beat this guy. No flipping issue. You know what I'm saying? Yowee. Y'all ever think, are the poles colder? Is like the North Pole and South Pole colder than the rest of the world? A coworker really asked me that. They straight up just went up to me and they said, "Are the poles colder?" They didn't understand why. I also just an asshole. I just started laughing a fucking insane amount. Are the poles? How do you? I don't think I answered her honestly. I I think I just said, "You mean where Santa lives?" And just kept laughing. Let her figure that out. But are they? I didn't actually like look it up. I was going off intuition. Did y'all know Santa's workshop fully runs off of polar power and that he's Wasian? Hey, fuck the first boss outside of the spawn. This little random horseman is good enough for me. I actually got him. Let's go. Yeah, she asked me that question, and then my stupid ass, like 5 minutes later. So I think this is better. Nice. Oh my god, I look cooler too. Like 5 minutes later, this was over lunch. I ate. I didn't have anything with wasabi, but I took two people's wasabis from their sushi things, just ate them whole. I don't know why I'm treating work like I'm in elementary school, but it was pretty sick. I don't know if it's connected. My stomach hurt for the rest of the work day. Uh, okay, not enough. I was kind of hyped. Aside from that, been playing hella games. Y'all, I got the PlayStation 5 like premium pass that gives you a library of games. I don't know if you've checked it out, but the Paw Patrol racing game, pretty lit. My favorite part is there's a button that for some reason rewinds you like 20 yards. It's just a didn't I? Oh, I didn't equip the horse. Am I good here? Hopefully. Um, Dude, it's pretty fire though. There's just quick play. You don't gotta pick characters, nothing. Everyone, it's like if Mario Kart had a 25cc. That's kind of what's going on there. I'm just playing a game. I don't know if you guys can tell. I was just joking around there. Horrible, not good. But they got all the Lego games, which is pretty sick. Started playing Lego The Hobbit. Please, I really beg you to try that game. It's pretty. It seems kind of sick. Why is it hard? Why are the puzzles impossible to fucking figure out? Nothing is intuitive. Nothing makes any sense. There's no, like, symbols indicating anything you're supposed to do. Me and my girls would spend like 30 minutes per puzzle. We played for like an hour and a half. Because who the fuck's trying to think when they're playing Legos, you know? I'm just trying to play toys. Fuck. Do y'all know anywhere I can find a toy that's fun for kids and adults? Both of them alike? Keep in mind my grandpa is 101 years old, so it has to fit in that age range. Has to include that. Outside of those games, I just beat Wolf Among Us. Yo, big recommend to all the Wolf Among Us heads. It's kind of fucking crazy to feel like you're in the top 1.2% of people who doesn't accept TJ's toy to give to Snow White at the end of the game. None of the assholes who usually did every asshole thing with me were in that. So I'm trying to always give some cash to homeless people outside the 7-Eleven, and they're fucking awesome. I like them. They're usually pretty nice here. Some places I've been to, homeless people are just kind of dicks, like ungrateful. And I'm not asking them to like bow down to me or nothing. But yo, you ever have a homeless person ask you for more, or say the food you give them doesn't work? Because I genuinely had I got a homeless guy a sandwich after asking me if he would want food before I went into the store, and he said, "Yeah." So I brought it out. So what's in it? I said, I don't know. It's on the packaging. Turkey and cheese, I think. I just chose some shit that I figured everyone would like. He hits me with I'm vegetarian. And I said, all right, bet. I took it. I ate it. It was all right. Trader Joe's. Joe heads will know what I'm talking about. But the other day, I went to 7-Eleven, and I haven't been having as much cash on me recently. And this homeless guy asks for some money. I said, hey, this time I don't got no cash. The peculiar thing about this guy is he talks like this, dude. And he just kept calling me dude. It was pretty awesome. For reference, by the way, huge black guy was not fitting the accent, his little surfer thing going on. I was like, don't got cash. I left. I was like, sorry, man, I don't got any cash. This motherfucker hit me with, do you got a Cash App? I instantly was like, fuck, do I even give these homeless people? Like, maybe I'm missing something, but in my brain, if you got a Cash App, you're not doing that bad. Like, if you have it, maybe I fundamentally misunderstand something. But that's one of those stories. I love telling my mama stories about homeless people. She lives in Bosnia. So poor there is a lot different than poor here. Whenever I visit, I tell stories like that. They fucking lose their minds. The vegetarian one kills. So if you're ever in like a third world or near third world country, y'all can borrow that. Oh my god. I'm doing pretty good in this fucking dungeon, not gonna lie. I think I need to play this real safe, 'cause otherwise I'm gonna be looping here forever. Is there anything in this dungeon that I actually want? I don't know. Why don't you fucking play and find out? Okay, dickhead. Uh, but yeah, getting hit with a You got a Cash App by a homeless guy? By the way, I really don't. So I wasn't even lying when I was just like, no, I don't got Cash App. Kind of reminded me in, does it really remind me? I don't know. What does this do? Oh, this opens that door. All right, let's go heal up. Just farm these guys again. Holy shit, what's going on over there? Um, in college, they always had people there to register you to vote. I wasn't registered, just didn't feel like it. I don't care. But then I would just tell everyone, yeah, I'm registered, so they would leave me alone. One time, I was walking by with my girl at the time, and this dude at a table, he says, "Hey, you registered to vote?" I hit him with a yep. Then he says, "Great, will you sign this petition?" Dude, I was fucked. But instantly I said, "I'm not actually registered. I lied." Let's just say I kind of won that. Who is down here? Honestly, I don't even want to see it. Let me go clear the rest of this and we'll see. So that way, you know what? Back to my mom for a second. She's living in a part of the world where she, this Christmas, texted me and she said, "Sorry, I didn't get you a gift this year, or I'm not getting you a gift this year. I donated a goat to whatever village instead." And then texted like 3 paragraphs about how I should feel good that she did that. As if I would, I don't care, but pretty fucking lit. So there's a goat somewhere that should have been mine for Christmas. I'm gonna go try and reclaim that. Gonna pull a, never mind, maybe that's too topical of a joke. I'm trying not to be, I have a issue with sharing too many ideas, which then makes things feel really meta. But holy fuck. But I've put in a lot of thought into what I want out of this series. And I wanted to share more. In the beginning, I tried to share and I tried to make it. You're fucking kidding me. Did y'all hear her burn to death? Ew. Ick. Pretty much the gist of why I'm making this is my favorite thing to digest for a while now is second monitor stuff, which tends to be streams or podcasts of people just talking to each other, as well as I've always wanted to be better and better and better and better at talking, especially at extending out stories. I really envy when people can make a 5 minute a story that I would sum up in like 1 minute into 20 minutes. So my plan here is 3 times a week with a little different structure for each. Saturday today being the loosest. And essentially this discussion I figured I'd want to say so bad anyways. So I should start with it. The other two will be a lot more organized. But I'm curious, what is this? What is hello? I kind of reached my own trail end of my own thought there. Let's get to the real point. I was telling my coworker about how I got Kitty, the best cat in the fucking world. And short story long, I'm very allergic to cats. So, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, 6, 7, I was living by myself and I was like, shit, I want a pet. I love pets. Always grew up around birds and dogs. Mom was a bird breeder. That's pretty lit. Nah, you playing too much, homie. Oh, I was so close. Super allergic to cats. So I was looking at dogs. Almost adopted a Chihuahua hybrid named Beanie. They were kind of like beagle sized, I think. I got far as hell into the process. They came and like checked out my house. It was one of those adoption places that they really want to make sure you're not going to get a dog and then just be like, I don't actually want them, which is cool and all. And then they edged me for like a month and a half and then just hit me. It felt like I got a rejection email from a job. It was cold. It was just, and I lost all those souls. Wait, I'm alive? Holy fuck. Uh, oh, gas. This is off. So, didn't get Beanie, but I always wanted cats. And since I was like fucking 11, I would always look up hypoallergenic cat breeds. And there's quite a few. But then there's always people online who are like, that's not a real thing. You might be a little less allergic to them, but you're still going to be allergic to them. Is this going to work? Well, how do I, coach, what do I do here? No, you're fucking playing. Y'all play too much. That is game sense. That was beautiful. Uh, so I ended up applying for cats after looking at the list. The only two reasonable ones to adopt in terms of actually finding them were Siamese and Maine Coon. Because I think hairless cats are kind of cute, but they are a lot more maintenance. And a lot of the other ones are just kind of ugly or also fucking impossible to find. So I end up finding this one cat on adopt.com or whatever the fuck the generic adopting website is, named Hazel. And goddamn, Hazel is cute as fuck. I send a application, I send an email. I'm like, hey, like I would love, I'm gonna take the best fucking care of this cat. Check out my house. It's crazy. I have so much space. It's mine. I like whatever. Give me the goddamn cat. No response. I where can I get more of this? Um isn't there supposed to be a fat little lady here? Whatever. I keep looking, and then like 2 days later, Hazel's name changes to Harvey, which is, but it's clearly the same cat. It's like one picture of a very pretty Siamese, like hybrid, whatever. Um, blah blah blah. They get adopted. Lady emails me. She says, "Hey, sorry, Harvey was adopted. Can I get your number? If you want, I can text you cats before we list them, so you can be the first of the punch." I say, all right, bet. That's pretty sick. She starts texting me cats. I, of course, don't want to say, hey, I'm allergic. I'm allergic. I don't want to, like, I'm a little afraid because, no one wants to. Listen, I've lived with cats that I'm terribly allergic to. I would never get rid of them, but who's gonna trust that, you know? So I get it. I I wonder if now I can go over there. Um, she's sending me cats that don't look Siamese enough. They don't look. They're not. I'm being real racist with cats, I guess. But to me, it's I'm playing a risk, and with her, I keep sending, "Hey, can I like come meet the cat first?" Not explicitly saying the reason why is I want to limit test my allergies. Quick side story. When I was young, my best friend's cat died, and there was an old lady in our neighborhood who, like 3 months later, we learned was fostering a bunch of kittens. And so it was, oh, let's go see the kittens, maybe get another cat. My mom pulls me to the side and she says, don't go into her house. I'm like 11, and I'm thinking, Mama, you think this like 80-year-old woman is gonna fucking do something to me? I'm good, baby. Quickly, 30 minutes in, I'm taking a shower because I went in there. They had a one-eyed kitten. I was rubbing my face against his belly. Cute as fuck. Insane asthma reaction. It was not great. But yes, she's being weird about me visiting these cats, but they don't even look Siamese, so I don't know. None of them looked nearly as cute as Harvey. So it felt, I don't know, it felt wrong to replace him with that ugly.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am
I don't
I?
know what all this shit means. We're just gonna stick with this little katana. Alright, who's the motherfucker talking to me? I'm gonna figure this out, but mostly focus on telling this tale. You here? Okay, this is one of the only things I did last time I played
So
this game.
you were just break. Thank you. I was when I ended up.
Um,
Oh,
she's texting me. She starts
since
getting
it was
mad.
all
She's
right,
like, "Why don't you want them? Why? What do you just want a pure Siamese?" I'm like, "Chill, lady.
right.
Like, you're not you. You're sending me a picture of a cat. Like, it's not a huge.
I'm
It's kind of your job,
right.
as far as I understand.
I'm
Um, you are like you could just stop, you know." Then yada yada. The next day, a couple of my boys come over. You know, we're playing Mario Party all goddamn day, grinding the shit out of 30 rounds. 28 rounds don't matter even a little bit because the last two rounds, when chance time is hit, decide the whole goddamn game. Excuse me. Um, and then at like 8 p.m., the lady had texted me a couple more cats. I hadn't responded, and she just texts me, call me. I'm like, that's funny. No matter what, this is gonna be a funny ass. I don't know. This seems sick. I'm gonna equip this. Um, so I call her. Turns out Harvey, the lady who it submitted to adopt and got approved and everything, hasn't responded in a week. And this adoption, it turns out, is from a kill shelter in North Carolina that delivers up and down the East Coast. So it's they source their pets from kill shelters to try and not get them killed and ship them. This lady hasn't responded in a week. Harvey is now in a truck on his way to New Hampshire, but there's still no response from the lady. So this woman on the phone gives me some backstory. Harvey, which was once Hazel, when they found him, was had such a droopy belly that they thought it was a pregnant girl for like 2 weeks. Which, by the way, crazy. No one just check the nuts. Um, we'll skip that. Um, and they were like, "Oh shit." They found him outside of a restaurant called Big Dave's, hiding under a dumpster. So you know that motherfucker loved seafood. Got a little bit of an affinity for it. So he's a terribly shy, scared cat. And this lady, she doesn't want to ship him to have him return back. He's already terrified of everything. She says, "Hey, if you go online and pay the fees right now, we'll have him delivered to your doorstep in 4 hours. And we'll refund like 90% of the fees." Like I had to pay like $25 total. I had to pay like $300 or some shit, but that was all refunded. It was just to get in the system, I guess. Um, and I said, "Give me 1 minute." Went out to my boys, hit them instantly in a heartbeat. I got a fuck yeah. Called her back, went to the pet store, yada yada. Um, at 2 a.m., truck outside my house. I have all this new cat stuff inside. Delivers Harvey, who is now Kitty, whose real name Big Dave. I was just calling him Kitty. And what a handsome little shy boy who's obsessed with his daddy he is. I also got another cat named Sugar Britches. I got her from some little city named like Zebulon or Xanax or some shit. Zoloft. She's she's cool. And yeah, I think I'm gonna approach all of the other episodes a little more naturally. I wanted to start with this Saturday type episode to have kind of a source of truth, a hey, this is what's up. I'm planning on batching these episodes hella. Another note is Saturdays are the only episodes where I'm going to, I think, going to record them while playing because the others will be more actual story focused, more on topic, more steady and straightforward, more this, less that. If I was Mr. Beast, I'd bring the peace, but first of all, I'd have to lock Brian Griffin in the bank vault with his piece. Uh, why are my farts upside down? I hope you've enjoyed your fucking time watching this on this little white scratched up couch. And hey, don't forget this ever. I love you, man.